Yes, good old TJ.
Konnichiwa, Nita Squad. It's your boy Inka back with another video. And today for you guys, we are going to be discussing some details that came out for the Mortal Kombat movie in 2021 or 2020. So without further ado, guys, get right into this. So this is actually brought to us by Dynasty on his channel, so y'all go make sure to go follow Dynasty on his channel. He makes a bunch of NetherRealm content. But anyway, guys, yeah, so let's get right into this. So it says Mortal Kombat writer explains the lessons learned from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. So y'all remember about Mortal Kombat Annihilation? That movie was terrible. That movie was beyond terrible. So I will hope that these guys learn from their mistake on that movie anyway, because that movie was literally a laughing stock the whole time. It was nothing more but a laughing stock. So it was like terrible voice acting, terrible like CGI and stuff like that within the movie. It was like really bad. So the only thing I'm gonna say is that you want to go back and watch it, and nowadays you probably want to, like, you know, get a drink or something before then, or I don't know, because I wouldn't even put that more words in me to watch that movie. But anyway, let's get right to the next slide. So it says one of the trickiest things I think with adapting the properties are there are so many characters, right? Says Russo in an interview with Comic Book. I mean, they are. I think there's 70 some characters in this, and we don't have the ability to stagger these films like the MCU does, right? We can't do a Sonya movie and then do a Liu Kang movie, which is actually pretty interesting saying that. So we're forced right into Avengers mode off the bat. So when that happens, from a story perspective, you're naturally going to have a juggle a lot of characters, and you'll realize very soon that you have so much room in what's hopefully story one. And I mean, only our mantra as a team behind the movie is always kind of one first, you know, let's just make that great, let's not think about anything else. So yeah, so basically this is just saying, okay, so they gotta go forward off rip. We gotta come out with the haymakers off rip, the opposite Floyd Mayweather, the Tyson haymakers and all that type of stuff like that. They gotta go this type of route with, as far as like the Avengers route, like how the Avengers did it, instead of like Avengers Infinite War and all that type of stuff like that. They can't just do like, okay, let's do a Sonya movie, let's do a Liu Kang movie, which actually low-key you can do, but that's only if you like kind of, you know what I'm saying, you already had like your foot established already with this type of content, which is Mortal Kombat. Because Mortal Kombat, we haven't seen a Mortal Kombat movie since the early 2000s, I think, or late 1990s or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I really don't remember exactly when was the last Mortal Kombat movie, but yeah, so the last real live action Mortal Kombat movie. So yeah, I have no idea, but I mean, like I say, if this actually does well in like the box office stuff like that, we might can see a spin-off with like a Liu Kang or like a Sonya movie, which actually I would actually be really excited to actually kind of see, like going deeper into Liu Kang's origins or like Sonya's origins or just whoever. But I really actually would like to see that. But you can't just like, okay, my first Mortal Kombat movie is gonna be, oh, we're gonna make it about Sonya Blade, or we gonna, well, actually technically you can make it about Liu Kang, because Liu Kang has been a protagonist of the MK lore anyway, of the story mode anyway. So you could do that, but really it's just, you need to get all these characters in and like get them kind of like doing what they actually do within like the series, and like showing off their, you know, their characteristics within the series. But it says but it goes on further now. It says Russo further added that if a character is going to make the cut, they will get the chance to be developed, fleshed out, and interwoven into the story. Oh, I've never heard of that word. And if a character doesn't make the cut first, it probably because they are being saved for later, when they can be incorporated into the plot in a way that does say said character's justice. So, okay, so say for instance they say, okay, let's get what's the character? Let's get Reptile in, right? But he doesn't make the cut, and they like, oh, we could just put him in here in this type of way in the plot. and it'll still do the character justice in a way. So, because obviously we're gonna see like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, Sonya, Jax. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see like those characters from like the first Mortal Kombat game. Obviously, is gonna be within the game. Kano, stuff like that. Them guys are gonna be within the movie off rip. But say if there's like a character like a Jade or something like that, they like, oh, we could probably get her in, and then they like, nah, let's just save her for later down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like they can like so it's not like, oh, we're gonna cut this character entirely, which I actually kind of like them saying that they're not gonna cut the character entirely. They actually still what you call it? They're not gonna cut the character entirely, but they're still gonna still gonna give that character the light of day, but just not in the way you think they're gonna do it. So that's actually pretty interesting. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of actually liking that they're actually saying that. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing. It says Mortal Kombat writer says the new movie won't repeat the old one. So that's basically just treading the old water that we were just talking about with what you call it, with Annihilation. It's like how Annihilation, we won't get another Annihilation or the other Mortal Kombat movie. I forgot what it was called, but yeah, like the other Mortal Kombat movie, we won't be getting that one. And Annihilation is just the one that is just really known for being the worst out of the whole series. So I mean, yeah, that's something that we can talk about. But anyway, let's move on from that. It says in the mission statement for the new film has always been, we don't want to repeat what you've already seen, which makes sense. Russo said that doesn't really appeal to anyone, I don't think, and they already have those films. So at the same time, we wanted to tell a new story that's going to be exciting, but that's going to be faithful to the lore in the games that everybody knows and loves. See, now this is why. Okay, so this Russo guy, I think Russo is the director of the whole thing or whatever, or you know, somebody's putting a major amount of emphasis, like influence on the film. I'm really excited to see this because of what this just said. Basically, faithful to the lore in the games that everybody loves. See, now this director, or I believe this director, this person, this Russo guy, really is actually trying to get it to the bare bone of like, okay, Kano, he's a slob, he's vicious, he's ruthless, and he doesn't care, and he wants to show that onto the film of the character's persona like that. So I really actually like that. And then it also was like, I want to do something that's new. I don't want to do something like that's basically like a reboot or something like that. No, he don't want to do that. He's saying that he wants to make a new and exciting film, but that's going to cater to the lore and all that of like what Mortal Kombat is and what the characters do. So I actually really do like that. So this is actually giving me a lot of hope that when this actually gets completed, that we actually can see that we actually can see how this is actually going to look in the long run, which I'm really excited for. Like I can't, like, it's kind of funny because we haven't got a great video game movie in so long. Like I think the last good one, in my opinion, like that was like decent enough for you to watch back in the day, was like the Tomb Raider one with Angelina Jolie. But I mean, a lot of video game movies, unless if they're animated like real life action movies, they're really hard to like pull off, to like get people that want to watch the movie, but like people that actually play the games and be like, okay, yes, that's this is the lore. I like this, I like that, and I see where they're coming from with this. But anyway, let's move on. It says, so the mission statement was really just to bring your passion to the project, and let's figure out what the best story is for a new film adaptation that feels fresh and at the same time pays respect to the game. So like I said, just basically following up on what we were just talking about, like just giving respect to the lore that we know that is within the series, and just fleshing that out and bring that out to to the movie screen itself. So like I said, that's really good. I really am excited to see how they do this with everything, and like how far they're gonna go with this movie. Like, are they gonna just stop at like the first Mortal Kombat tournament when everybody got there, or is it gonna keep going, or is it gonna try to be like a left on a cliffhanger, keep going? Like, it's so many possibilities. Anyway, on to the next slide. It says, from the way Russo explains it, Mortal Kombat newcomers won't have to rewatch any movies to get the most out of the next adaptation. There may of course be a nod in the films to either or both of the first two. But with so many games and characters in the series to pull inspiration from, we'll likely see more than a few references made. So they're saying that they're not completely like get rid of like anything they gotta do with Annihilation for the reference or any of the other Mortal Kombat movies. They're still gonna give them kind of their limelight in a sense, probably with like a couple lines or something like that, or like a certain scene or whatever. But we're still gonna get this new adaptation of the Mortal Kombat movie that's going to the lore and like something that's new and exciting. But that's also good as well that if somebody that never watched any of the Mortal Kombat movies, or like somebody that's new to the Mortal Kombat series that's never like looked into the series, like even played the games or watched any movies, that's good to know that you ain't gotta you won't be like stuck in no man's land and not know what the hell's going on as far as like with any of the movies. So I mean, like I said, that's a good thing. So like say for instance, like you got yourself a girlfriend or you got yourself a boyfriend, whatever it is, and you taking them to the movies and they never know what the heck Mortal Kombat was and all that type of stuff like that. I mean, it's good to know that they could just get right into the mix and like they've always been there. All right, so on to the next thing. It says Mortal Kombat reboot writer Greg Russo. So yeah, he's the writer, Greg Russo, on game accurate fatalities, pitching a BioShock movie and more. So yeah, I mean, it's really not a lot to say right there. I mean, game accurate fatalities, so we'll be seeing fatalities that's actually accurate to the games. I don't know which games exactly, like most recent games they're gonna do. I mean, most recent, I don't know what games they're gonna pull from. I know they're gonna do the original, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna have some classic fatalities in there, but I don't know if they're gonna go all the way to MK11 or they're gonna go like MK9. We have no idea until we see the movie or whatever. So yeah, so moving on, it says absolutely now on Twitter, you did drop the whole R-rated bombshell, right? It is safe to say we're talking about these brutal, gruesome, over-the-top fatalities. Can fans expect some game accurate fatalities in this film? Alright, so then I guess this is Russo. He's replying saying, game accurate? Yes, we are. I can say for sure that the fatalities that we're gonna put into the film are from the game. We're not going to come up with some new things that we haven't seen before, but at the same time, if we're going to do it with using that device, we want to make sure that it's not just in there just to be in there and have that point to the story. So everything will always have that point to what's happening in the story, that it will feel awesome and badass, but it's going to play a role, you know. It's not just going to be there just to be showy. So like I said, it's just showing off more and more that basically that Greg Russo wants to get to the roots, and basically like he's not trying to like do something new with fatality. Say for instance, like Scorpion, he does like a billion somersaults and then throw his chain, or you know, zipping around. So no, he wants to stick to the actual like content, the lore that the games have done in the past for the characters like Scorpion or Sub-Zero or a Melina, something like that. Like they want to stay to the core values of this series. So like I said, I'm really am excited to actually just hear this stuff and to know that future that I can actually go and see a film that's actually going to be, you know, give me a bunch of nostalgia to the roots that, you know, I've, you know, grown accustomed to over the years of me being such a little kid to now me being a grown adult and want to go and watch this movie. But yeah, so we're gonna end it off with this. So it says, in terms of the content, yeah, I mean, there's always a thin line, you know. You don't want to be over the top, right, with your violence, and I don't know that there's really going to be put people off. I'm not sure that that's even necessary. So you want to be truthful, but you also don't want to be so ridiculous and gracious that you may turn people off in the wrong way, which makes sense, like I said, because you know, you don't want to turn off your core fans. So I would just say that it's just going to be faithful to the games and it's going to earn the R rating. I guess I'll say that. So yeah, so basically it's like you don't want to make it too PG, but then you want to like not kill your value with your core fans. Basically, you don't want to like not do something that's like not truthful to the material, which is what they basically been reiterating this whole time of with looking at these slides of what he's been talking about, Greg Russo. So I mean, pretty good to know. So yeah, guys, that is just going over the whole aspect of like how this movie is going to go about, how they want to attack this movie. So I mean, like this video if you guys like what you guys see here or what you heard about the new Mortal Kombat movie coming up. Also leave a comment in the comment box down below what you guys are going to be excited for with watching this movie. Also, we'll share the video, we share cool stuff, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Also, as well, we have 4 links in the description box down below. Go follow them all: Reddit, Facebook, Twitch, and Mixer. Make sure you're going to follow all those links in the description box down below. You guys will not be disappointed in the future. Also as well, hit the bell notification and make sure you click all when you do that. Also as well, hit that subscribe button. It's new, I mean it's free if you're new. Like I say, if you guys like these type of videos, like say leave a like and subscribe to the channel, so you know we can have this army grow in a short period of time. But anyway, guys, me boy Incon, man, and you guys have a great one, and I'm out. Peace.